Hello, and thanks for joining this session. Today we're going to be looking more at our chatbot, and I wanted to kind of go over some of the things that we've done in the past, just to make sure that we kind of keep this list of to-do stuff updated. One thing that we wanted to do was update our session chat message. The session chat message is an entity, and before it had author ID, author name, and well, actually, I don't know if it had author ID. I think it had author display name, author ID, which was also a display name more or less, and an author avatar. Uh, that was really going to be a little more confusing and too much information for the database to be tracking itself. So we wanted to scale back this initial implementation to prefer using the user ID over any sort of display name type thing. So that's what we're at, and as of the previous session, we're actually storing in our session chat message these author ID for YouTube messages, and we do have this working for Twitch messages as well. Let me see if I can go ahead. I have our bot running currently, so I want to see what happens if we write a chat message. Let's see here. All right, so we pick it up. If we refresh our, well, let's make sure the message component works. Or the messenger component seems to be working okay. And let's go ahead and refresh here and see, we do have a Twitch message with an ID. So this is going to offload onto the front end a bunch of things to make sure that the front end will be translating these IDs into display names and into avatars. And since I have to do this almost every time, I'm going to check the Twitch dashboard, make sure that we have the correct. Looks like it still has software developer and web development on here, so that's good. Okay, so let's see where else we're at. So we have this handled for video. For the video model, we added a YouTube Live ID and added a Twitch video. We haven't added the Twitch video ID. This is probably something we'll still have to do. But let's go ahead and look at the video table now. We do have a YouTube video ID. So we have for this one, YouTube live chat and starting Discord. The bottommost message does have a YouTube live ID. So let's go ahead and do YouTube. Use the ID we got and make sure it is the correct session. So here we go. So this is pretty much what we would be expecting. So we have access to the YouTube channel. And that also gives us access to the YouTube live chat ID. So let's see here. This is going pretty quickly. So one of the things that we did on the previous session, which we're going to be talking about more, we'll go to the YouTube driver. So this is actually for the YouTube app. One of the things that I wanted to do was to use a dynamic timer. So here we have a live chat timer. Rather than doing the periodic timer like I'd been doing previously on some of these sessions, I wanted to experiment with the with a dynamic timer. So what we're doing here is when the stream comes online, if there is a timer set, we want to cancel it, and then we want to set the live chat timer to null. And then I added this function here called sync and schedule next live chat polling. So what this does is it asks to sync the live chat, which, let's see here, this was something we'd already expanded. So if we don't have a live chat ID, we're going to return, essentially this is 10 seconds. So if there is no live chat ID, we're going to wait 10 seconds before we try again. Otherwise, what we're doing is we're taking the results of the get live chat message with our next page token and using, if we go into this function here, we can see that it's now returning the polling interval millis. So this is actually part of the YouTube API that is returning how long we should wait for the next one. So sync live chat, what its job is to go get the messages from the API. It is supposed to then set the next page token if we have one, and it's different than the one that the bot itself already knows about. And then record all of the chat messages and return what the API said we should wait for before the next message. So if you recall, the problem we had before was we were just looking every 5 seconds or looking every 60 seconds. Now we're looking as frequently as YouTube wants us to, which means if we look at our polling log here, it's happening about once a second. So that's how quickly we can actually do this, which is pretty nice. So what happens is, at least what we've seen so far, is the polling interval turns out to be 1 second for a live chat while it's online. And offline, I've discovered that the live chat interval becomes 3 seconds, and that may increase over time. I'm not sure yet. So what we do is every time this function is called, including the very first time, it looks for any live chat messages. And then it returns how long it should wait before the next one. So after we sync, if you look at the method name, we sync and then schedule the next live chat polling. What I do is I say add a new timer. So this is a one-time event. This is not a periodic timer that's going to happen every 3,000 milliseconds or whatever. This is a one-time event. We assign that to the live chat timer. And so we're assigning the timer to fire exactly when YouTube says we should. So YouTube says we fire in 3,000 milliseconds. This is going to turn this into 3 seconds for us. When the timer fires, what we do is we say, go in, sync and schedule live chat polling. So we tell it to do this again. So it just calls itself. It's recursive, but essentially what's happening here is it's going to start over again every time, or based on the delay that YouTube wants us to use. So we can sync and schedule next live chat polling. So when this timer finally triggers, in the case of right now, after 1 second, it starts the process over. So that this is where it'll then say, okay, go do this. We sync again. We see that we have a new next page token. And then we see that we have a potentially new polling interval millis after the messages are consumed. And then we set another, where we reset this timer to do the next event. All in all, it seems to work pretty well. So I'm pretty happy about that. At least at this point, it seems to be working all right. So let's go back here. See if there's anything interesting coming in. Not yet. Okay, so let's go back to our list. So for Twitch, we're handling the refreshing of OAuth. The way that we did that, I think I might have done this offline. Let's go to Twitch driver. Let's see, refresh. Yeah, anytime when the bot first fires up, it refreshes. This is not really handling the case of, say the connection actually goes down, but the bot doesn't die. I don't know what's going to happen here. I have to figure out how to handle that a little bit better. So I'm not going to mark this one as done just yet, but at least now every time I fire up the Twitch API, or every time I fire up the bot, it actually refreshes the token if it needs to. Watch for viewer count. This is actually done. If we look at, let's shut down the bot for a second. We should get some display output here with logging in verbose mode. So after we're connected, may actually take too long for us to actually see that, and this is getting very noisy. All right, so I'm going to just say that this is actually finished. So we have the ability to see the YouTube or the Twitch viewer count. YouTube, we do have the connection up and running. it looks like we're handling refresh correctly. We're finding the current live chat ID, and we are able to follow the live chat stream. So that's what's going on here. As it goes through, we're recording the next page token, so it's continuing to watch. If I push the stream offline, what we should see here is that it's going to come up and say nothing. So it's going to stop doing things because it's not going to be, it no longer thinks that it's online. So the timer in this case, if we go back to YouTube driver, if we go back to our timer, or not the timer, the stream offline event, what we do here is we set the live chat timer to cancel itself. So we tell the loop to cancel the live chat timer, and then we set the live chat timer to null. So that means that YouTube is no longer going to continue to poll this channel message because it's not really there. So let's fire this up again. Let's push it online, and we should see YouTube starting to pick stuff up again. So let me go double check here. There we go. And where we're actually storing the chat message is actually on the session table. So videos are specific things. Sessions are a way to link a video to a project. So let me pull this up. So here we have next page token is being stored, and we have the YouTube live chat ID. So this value is the same for both of these. I'm not exactly sure why that is. But that's something that I might have to check out later. It's possible that the YouTube live chat ID just continues to be the same for every channel. So let me close this for a second. Just make sure there's nothing funky going on here. Let's remove these values so we get them null and start again. Ooh, awesome. Let's see what we have here. The live chat that you are trying to retrieve cannot be found. Interesting. Let me push it offline first. That shouldn't have happened. Let's run the bot again. It's fine. It should be, let's see here. All right, so now we have everything up and running again. All right, so we have this value is being set. And I'm not sure if that's, I think that's the same one that we had previously. GP, GK. Okay, so we're going to assume that this is working, even though it kind of apparently seems to not work super well. Let's see here. Session ID is 71. All right. Looks like we're missing 70 for some reason. I'm not sure why. Anyway, so this is more or less working as advertised. Resolving user IDs, this actually was something we didn't have to do because we are just storing the ID. Unlike Twitch, we get the ID and we have to go look for the display name and avatar. In the case of YouTube, we get the ID and have to go look for that information. So we're not going to do this one. Messenger integration, we are actually looking for the messenger. We're able to send information via the messenger relating to the YouTube driver. So we can send things like recording chat message, which we're actually doing. So that's all good. Watch for viewer count. That is working as well. Let's see here. If I go and try to add a chat message to the YouTube channel, So we go here. I have to sign in order to do this. Let's do this on a different message or a different screen where I'm already logged in. All right, live now. There's one person watching already. Infinite bows, awesome. All right, so here we can see testing for our bot overview. So this is the message from me. So the chat message actually came in correctly. And now that there's a chat message there, we should see that, actually this was in the messenger. So everything should be working correctly. Let's go check our database for chat message. And we should see YouTube. Yes, Jonathan Jeffries just said, does it help if I send a message? Yes, it does. And you are now inside the message as well. So we see the YouTube version of that and also the Twitch version of that because I have Restream running, and Restream has a bot that takes messages sent from, say, YouTube and auto posts them to Twitch and vice versa. All right, so let's go. I'm going to close this for now, and I'm going to close this screen as well. And all in the background here, let's see, let me pull up Safari. So we're also getting more real-timey stats. So I now show only one YouTube viewer because my two versions of this turned off. Let's do here. So now that I'm on here, let's see how long it takes for this to pop up, because this should now switch up to 2 relatively quickly. I don't remember if it's a second. No, it might be 1 whole minute. So I'm going to open up another session or another window as well on a different browser. And ideally what we should be seeing here is this should pop up to 3 viewers pretty quickly. So we're checking for the chat status a lot more quickly than we are for number of viewers. So let's look, just double check here. So if we want to look to see, get YouTube viewers, yeah, so this is every 60 seconds. So once a minute, this should get updated, which means we should be close to getting this now. Live chat. The problem is I don't remember exactly when this happened the first time. So now we have one more pop up. So we have 2 things going on here, actually. We have pusher polling for this information, or this screen is polling probably once every minute. And then we also have, so I'm looking at a different screen that, or a different version of this same app that has the right data on it. Oh, also this is not going to show what I want. Because, yeah. Cancel. All right, here we go. So this is the one that shows the information. This is the test or the test local domain versus the live one. That's why that wasn't working the way that it was supposed to. So if I close these windows, this number should go down more quickly. Oh, it actually went up to. So let's close that, and then this number will probably go down a little more quickly now, because there should be maybe 2 people viewing. Let's see. we can capture this. Here we go. Here it's capturing it. So number of YouTube viewers is now 3. It also is able to tell us that we have the same live chat ID, so it's not actually going to do anything with that. So this is where we got to 1 and 3. And then, let's see. Hopefully, relatively quickly, this will trigger again. Here we go. Now we're back to Twitch viewers is now 2, and YouTube viewers is now 1. So my sessions that I was opening and closing have come and gone. And if we look here now, we can see that it's reflecting this correctly. So before, this was actually limited to 15 minutes. We could update these now that we have this bot running. It actually puts this information in more quickly. So that's one of the big benefits that we have from having this app up and running now. Let's see. So Discord is kind of where we're at now. I want to make sure that YouTube is more or less complete. It seems like it is, so I'm pretty happy with that so far. It is putting information into the database correctly. Super chatty here, so I'm not sure if I actually want to follow these guidelines exactly. So one of the things I thought I might try is taking these polling interval millis and increasing those somehow. So maybe say if we get 3,000 is equal to 3 seconds, I guess we could probably multiply it by 3. That would give me every 9 seconds, which might be okay, at least in the right now. Let's do if polling is less than, say, 5,000, then polling interval millis equals times 3. So what this should do is whatever the value is, just multiply it by 3 so that it slows things down just a little bit. But if I get YouTube messages within 3 seconds, I think I'm going to be fine with that. So I'm going to stop this for now and run it again. And let's see. So we should still be seeing a fair amount of this traffic, but I don't need to be pinging YouTube any more frequently than maybe every 3 seconds. So this looks like this is working. Let me actually do times 5. Okay, cool. So this is a little more manageable, which makes me happy. And one thing that we were looking at on the last session was that this next page token doesn't always change. I don't know, now it is. And it's possible that I just hadn't realized that it looks like it's just this part of the token that's actually changing. So I think I might have just assumed it was the same value every time. I think if we get no results, we could probably just ask for the same page token, but it doesn't really matter, so I'm going to leave it like it is for now. The other thing that I ended up doing on here was this eventual consistency. This was something that I wasn't sure how to handle because we were dispatching recording the next page token, and then I was trying to figure out how to get that information back, and then I realized that's not important. We don't really care about that. So this is just storing this information here for now. If the bot dies and we have to start again, then we will get the next page token from the last time the command actually was successfully executed. But in the meantime, this doesn't matter. We don't care. We're just saying that this is the next page token, and then we can just use it on our own. So we don't care, and we don't need to actually sync this again. So I think that solved that problem pretty nicely. So this is all in all, this sync live chat and sync and schedule next live chat polling worked out about like I was hoping it would. It just took me a little bit of time offline to make sure that I was doing this correctly, to make sure that I was accounting for the actual value that YouTube was saying that we should use for waiting for this thing to connect again. So all in all, this looks to be working all right as far as YouTube is concerned. So that leaves us now with trying to figure out what we're going to do with Discord. I don't think we've done any work with Discord yet. Let me double check. Nope, we don't have anything. So there was a whole project that we had done around all sorts of OAuth related things for Twitch and for YouTube. Actually, now that I think about it, this is going to this could end up being bad. So I'm going to stop this code and okay, so I think I have a branch that I started for Discord, for user level Discord stuff. So I'm going to try that branch. Let's do and then git checkout Discord user level. There we go. It's going to be a merge problem. Let's do okay. Okay, so there was only one merge conflict, which is good. Let's make sure that everything is installed correctly. Let's check our directory now. So now we have a Discord, we have user, so we have Discord API, Discord config. Okay. So this was all stuff that we didn't have to really worry about just yet for YouTube and Twitch, because we worked on those in different projects. So if we're going to use Discord at this point for our bot, things are going to be a little different. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Discord API. Discord, let's do bot. Bots and apps, log in with Discord. Because I think there was some way to do the OAuth stuff for bots was different, which might make things a lot easier. Bot. There we go. So bots versus user accounts. So we create a bot through the applications page, which I think I've already done. A few differences. Authorization flow. Special serverless. URL you create looks similar to what you use for the full stack. When he gets to this page, he'll be prompted to add the bot to the guild. All right, so let's see here. I'm going to pull up my applications. So we have a local app, and I think I already set up a bot. So click to reveal token. Add it by anyone. Okay, so let's see here. So I need my client ID. All right, so creating a bot and getting its token. Someone says they wouldn't recommend, Jack Aziz said I wouldn't reveal my tokens on stream. Yes, that is a good idea. I'm trying to make sure that I only reveal the development versions and then rotating them. But yeah, it makes sense not to do that. I wanted to see if it was going to show me it was a client ID or not, but that was not the case. So let's see. Thank you for that reminder, though. Add a bot to this app. Click reveal. Token. So I've already created it, so there's an IRC gateway. Oh, is this... so this is not what I wanted. Let's see, path. Token ID for Discord. Yeah, so I get that token. See, I thought I added... so have you made Discord bots multiple times? Is that what you're saying? Because I thought you could, unless you can only have one bot per client ID. Okay. So double check my Discord channel. All right, so it looks like what I need to do is create this URL with the client ID. So this is my local app. All right, so add a bot to server. I'm going to add it to Astrocasts. Allow the following permissions. Print a happy little tree. Okay. Let's authorize this. Not a robot. Cool. So it looks like in my Discord channel, Astrocast local just joined, which is good, I guess. So it's flagged as a bot. So now I need to know what to do with it. So for the user level stuff, we had get user details. All right, so adding the bot to the channel was pretty easy. So let's do channel chat message. Create message, get channel messages. All right. So getting the channel messages comes from channel ID. How do I know what the channel ID is? All right, well, let's assume that we have to figure that out then. So we need to figure out the channel ID. We can get it from the guild settings. So I think that we can do, actually, never mind. If it's a text channel, just do /channel name. Okay. So I can do, so general should work for it, is what I'm hearing. So I can specify the channel ID, returns messages for the channel, token view channel permission to be present. The users. Okay. Query string parameters. Surround limit. What's a snowflake? I'm guessing that's a cursor type thing like we did with YouTube. Snowflakes. All right, so Discord uses Twitter's, okay, so it's just the Twitter standard snowflake format. So it contains timestamp, worker ID, process increment. So I don't really need to know that, but I guess what this means is this is what I'll be passing around. So if we're looking at okay, so Jaxes is saying if you send /channel name in any of your chats, it'll make you send something like hash and then the ID, and that's where you get the ID. Let me see here. So let's do okay. Okay, so that makes sense, I guess. So it wasn't that I could create the URL to include that. This gives me how to get it. All right, cool. Thanks for that tip, Jaxes. I appreciate it. Scope. Channels resource. Where were we at? All right, get channel messages. Let's see if we can just get this to work then. So the way we had set up Discord API before was using the Discord client ID, Discord client secret, but we don't need to do this. Get user details. All right, so let's do this as quickly as we can. So let's do directory. I'm going to do something we haven't done yet. Previously we had user level and we had app level, but I think for the case of Discord, I'm going to create a bot level because it's possible I might need to do things as the app on Discord that would have different rules than the bot. So I'm going to do Discord config. It's going to be more or less the same as this. Okay, so Discord config. Which language do you work in, Jaxies? Oh, so I just noticed they've been working with Discord.js library. All right, so client ID, I'm going to have a client secret. Maybe it wouldn't be different. Well, anyway, let's just leave it like this for now. Scopes. Actually, what did I have for get scopes? I was setting scope manually, so I don't need scope, but I am going to need a token. JavaScript every day, nice. So let's do token. Do a getter for that. All right, so Discord user client ID. I'm going to do Discord bot client ID, bot client secret. And we'll do bot token. So these are all things that we'll have to set somehow, somewhere. Discord. I'm second guessing this. Let's do app level. And then add a bot token, because that's the only thing that seems to be different here. All right, so can do app. So we have app bot token. So now let's go back to our bot Discord config and let's move this. So instead of bot, we'll call this app. So we'll minimize the amount of work we have to do later, hopefully. So now we have a app namespace. We'll get rid of the bot namespace. Okay. So now we'll go back to our configuration. Where's our Discord? Here we go. Configure our app Discord config. And then bot secret. Oh, that's what it was actually. Bot token. So from what I'm getting, we don't actually have to refresh these. This bot token is going to be fixed. So that's something that you can confirm, Jaxies. If we have the client ID, the client secret, and a bot token, that's all we need. Because if it is, this will be nice. If not, then it could be a little more complicated than I was hoping. I wish this told me what the response looks like for these. Webhook token. There resources. Oh, it's at the top. Okay, so channel object. All right, here's an example. Channel. No. All right, well, it's kind of annoying. So we have represents the guild or DM channel within Discord. Text channel. It's gateway. Secure WebSockets. Don't know if I need to do that. I think this was the project I've been looking at previously, so actually this might be what I need. All right, so documentation, trivial example, show all your listener code in a try catch blocks. Message from, this would actually be pretty nice. So it looks like we do client login, the token might not even need the client ID, it looks like. Huh. All right, cool. So we took a look at some of this stuff. Let's see if I can get this in. Wow. Dependencies keep adding up. All right, so bot, let's go to Discord. So I think it looked like we only needed the token. All right. And since it's closest to Twitch, let's see what we did for Twitch. Discord driver. some quick switches. I don't know if, well, we should keep current stream just in case. Actually, yeah, we should keep that. So we're using this more or less as just a check to see if we're live or not. App Discord, no. Did I copy this from Twitch? And we're going to bring in our logger, bring in our bot, and bring in our loop interface. All right, so I'll get rid of this. So we have bot pusher, so we need to do bot Discord. Discord config. And we'll do token, and then we'll go back to Discord. App.bot token. All right, so that should work. Gonna go get the token. There we go. Bin console. And I'm going to actually turn off some of the other drivers in our bot, at least for now. So I'm not going to configure Twitch, YouTube, or Pusher. Actually, maybe I'll leave Pusher on. We actually need to add it here. So let's go. And now let's see if it starts. Define variable current stream. Where'd that come from? Line 75. Here we go. All right, so nothing crashed. Discord driver. Cool. So we're getting in there, which is what we needed to do. So we should be able to start this more or less the same way we started the other project. So let's go back here. That's fine. Just copy this for now. Client login. Should be all we need. There we go. I don't think we've seen that before. So let me try to send a chat message from Discord. Here we go. So it looks like this is connected all right. Since it's already reactified, then I think this is going to be hopefully quite doable.